Hey everyone, Rather Coherent here. Welcome back to Subnautica. So, I've refurbished the Cyclops since I last seen you. In fact, I spent like 2 or 3 hours off camera rearranging my base. You'll notice it's 1 Z level higher than it used to be, which translates to essentially rebuilding the whole thing. And I did a bit of boring resource hunting in it. I'll show you what you've missed as we go through. So, let's get the tour started. Here's a chair. You sit in that and do nothing when you open the videos. That's about it. I've also got a garbage can and a fabricator in this room. It seems like the right place to put them. And here's a garden that can probably feed me 4 times over. So food's, again, not a concern. The keep composter is here so that we can see it and remind ourselves anytime we go into the drop pod. But right now, I'm reminding myself that it's not in the middle. There, now it's actually lined up properly. Or closer to. I'm not going to fix that on camera. That'll take forever. I've got a bed here just because it's where the bed fits. Or at least where the bed fits without getting in the way very much. The rest of the Cyclops is very much stock. So originally I wanted to put the keep composter here in the drop pod so that you'd see it as you went out every time you left the Cyclops. But you can no longer do that. In Update 84 they changed the collision for this area of the Cyclops, and because of that you just can't put anything on these walls at all. And you can't load a save on an older version of the game. So there's just literally no way for me to put the keep composter here. I don't know why they ruined fun with that patch. There's probably some real reasons, but as far as I'm concerned, they're just nerfing posters. We have a bunch of unused containers here, bits and bobs, food, fuel for the reactor. Bits and bobs just mean spare titanium. Things that I might need, but I don't know that I do for sure. This is a scanner room with full upgrades, and this is a bioreactor, as well as both charging stations. And we have a first aid kit and a radio. Just your basic Cyclops base, nothing crazy yet. You can see here that I've rearranged my garden into a square. Nothing super interesting with that, just thought it looked better than a line.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Someday I will master dolphin diving out, but it's not today. So here, the first thing you'll notice is there's no hatch on the top floor. You can only do that on the bottom level, and you get there through the fabrication room. The fabrication room is very different. First of all, the left side has basically nothing. It has these bubble windows facing out towards the deeper ocean. The right side, you'll notice I have a battery charger. That is because between videos while doing resource hunting, I decided since I had forgotten to hit this wreck at the northern plateaus, I should do that between episodes because there's not going to be anything there, and that's where the battery charger was. I also have all of this stuff rebuilt, including some things I didn't previously have. A clock because it felt immersive, and Resource Monitor is a great mod that I just haven't been using. And I should be using it, because this is so much easier. How much copper do I have? 1. How much titanium do I have? 10. How much quartz do I have? I think literally 0 since it's not showing up. Yeah, literally 0. Bad news on the quartz and copper front. I may have used all of my glass while making this base. I may have went looking for glass multiple times. And going down, I would like to complain about how ladder hitboxes work, because this is climb up. This is nothing, 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 nothing. Still nothing, climb down, and immediately climb up. That is way too precise, and there's no reason for it to be. And here's where you actually get into the aquarium, which I planted some plants in. This is the maximum amount. You can't put more flora in here than this. It seems really inhumane, right? I thought it would be a lot more majestic than this, but it feels like I just super glued some dead plants to the ground, right? And wow, that's just a clusterfuck. I'm sure it's fine. We've added a bulkhead. It felt like my bedroom should have a door. And the whole reason we moved our entire base up 1 Z level is to build an aquarium beneath my bedroom. My bedroom is also very slightly different from last you saw it. I think it's just 2 vending machines more. I've reoriented my bed rather, and I've added a clock. And here in personal, you'll notice that one of the things I did, you might have seen in my garden that I'd picked up the bulb between episodes, so rather than just going back for only that. And while I did that, I found 10 more mesmer eggs. Because I figure I may as well have just a comical amount of mesmers beneath my bedroom. That seems normal. I need to drop these 2? Yeah, 10 left. So this is the maximum number of mesmers I can fit in 1 aquarium. And this room doesn't actually, need to exist. I'm never coming back here. These lockers are just to store my ungodly amounts of gold, diamonds, and magnetite. Because I don't need them in my normal lockers because of EasyCraft. Whoops. So now we never go back down to this sub-level. We're done with that. And heading back over to the garden, like everything else, had to be up a Z level. So, let's see how it's changed. And the answer is basically that there's another aquarium beneath it. Of course there is. The plants are just more aesthetically arranged to my mind. Also, I got a grub basket between episodes. I thought the grub basket and the Jaffa cup were the same plant. They totally aren't. Here is another aquarium, and you'll never guess what's going in this aquarium. It's more mesmers. Now, I know that creatures remain passive to you once you release them. Oh, this is actually really cool. Before I go off on that tangent, there is some mechanism in place, it seems, for spreading bacteria inside of aquariums. Because one entire aquarium ended up infected, and it certainly didn't start off that way, and the other one is still completely fine. Here's the water purification machine. I've been slowly emptying it out and filling it with other things. And yes, the bioreactor levels are much the same as they have been. And I think that concludes the tour of what I've done between episodes. Which means it's time to start doing things, namely producing new technology. And I am completely out of computer chips, so I'll be back with you in a second. So, the main reason that I am out of computer chips is all of those new mods that you saw me lay down. The clocks and the resource monitors took computer chips. And obviously I wasn't prepared for the real-life cost of being stylish. So first off, we want a stasis rifle. Simply because this obsoletes fear, which is a pretty good thing for any item to do. And next we want a repulsion cannon, which is a useless item, and one worse, we want 2 propulsion cannons as we're upgrading one to the repulsion cannon. But unlike every upgrade in the game, the repulsion cannon isn't a straight upgrade to the propulsion cannon, it's actually a completely different item.
Craig McGill crash-landed in the acid swamps of Boreal 9, fought off arachnid kidney poachers, and hijacked and tamed Star Wars. If you can do all that, you can survive one more day.
So, multiple times the game has mentioned Star Wars, and I really want to find some concept art of what a Star Wall looks like at this point. And here with my batteries, we can find... It's just so nice having the battery charger, it really is. As opposed to just constantly switching through batteries and hoping that I don't run out. Like, it's just a problem solved, and that's all I want everything to be. And there are way less batteries here than there used to be because several are on the Cyclops. Oh hey, I can see my garden when I get out of bed, that's actually really cool. Now, step 1 in showing things off. I figure for today we're going to use the Super Seaglide for a bit, just show off how ridiculous it is. Is this far enough to be its own base? I feel like it should be. It is, fantastic. So, up first on the list of things to show off. Everyone say hello to the propulsion cannon. It's basically useless. So this beeper has a very important job in life. If an object collides with the base fast enough, it will damage the base. So I believe we've just broken our base with that, and now it's flooding. Perfect. And this is pretty much only used to move around boxes, which is so optional that it doesn't matter. Next, the repulsion cannon can actually be used for self-defense. Hey, Sand Shark. Now, ideally, I'd have done that earlier, but the first time I right-clicked, nothing happened because I was playing the animation when I got it out, I think. But yeah, you can just push things around, and this works on Reaper Leviathans. So this can actually defend you. However, it just raises the question as to why you would use that instead of the stasis rifle. Because once again, going back to our friend the Sand Shark, it's fine, we'll just use the Tiger Plant instead. He's frozen in time, he's literally doing nothing. Wait, is that true? Okay, he's still acting because he's a plant, but his spikes aren't. So, when this ends, it's going to launch a volley of spikes that instant kill me? I'm not going to test that, I know the answer is yes. Wait, did they actually move, or did they stay where they were? It's very weird on him. But you can just one-tap somebody with the lowest level charge and then full charge it for the second hit. So yeah, the stasis rifle seems much better at defending myself than the repulsion cannon does. Now, the way that Super Seaglide works, if you leave a flooding base...
Emergency power
This is a very annoying sound, please stop.
Oxygen production offline.
Oh wait, if I actually record it. No.
Systems initiated.
I need to break it again, I'm sorry. Don't actually want it fixed. I just wanted the sound to stop. That didn't occur to me that you'd automatically drain it. So, the base is flooded right now, which means that if I go out, nothing happens. Because you need to leave a flooding base. However, that's very easy to manage. Because if you just build, or rather, if you just deconstruct the hatch and then reconstruct the hatch, that'll trigger the glitch. That's all you need to do. And now we're really, really stupidly fast. I'm just doing this to show off Super Seaglide for a bit, while I do some things that I have noticed in the area next to me that I didn't want to do between videos. So it should be around here. Yes. Here is a time capsule. It looks like you gave you some basic survival stuff. Good luck. That's a pretty good time capsule. I'm down with that. Another thing that I didn't want to do between episodes is there are a bunch of veined nettle around, and I just haven't got them. Which is sort of weird, because they're super easy to get. Next up, there is another time capsule. I think it's here.
Oxygen.
Really not super concerned, game. Because Super Seaglide is ridiculous. With anything else, I'd be a little bit concerned. But don't mind me, look at these hops. Although that should cancel Super Seaglide, right? Yes, because I got into the air. It's fine, we've done most of what I wanted to do. I was too busy jumping like 40 meters into the air to read that one as it popped up. There should be a sand shark egg somewhere around here. They should be everywhere, really. It shouldn't be that hard to find one. I think I saw their like pale blue glow over here. Yes. So that's all the stuff in the surrounding area that I felt like I should handle. And let's figure out what these logs actually say once I get back to base. So it looks like that second capsule either had nothing in it or veined nettle. Let's go read them. I've gotten 5? I don't remember getting 5. Oh, I never looked at my final night. It's a poem. I'm not about poetry. That's like a novel, except you made up rules. Oh my god, this is so good. There was nothing in it, and it was an advertisement. It was spam. That's so good. I really like whoever put this one out. Good luck is a weird message when you compare it to its time capsule, because he says things like keep a good supply of quartz, and in the event you do lose a piece of equipment, hopefully these will aid you. And he gave me big water and a first aid kit and a reactor rod, which is like not the equipment you could lose. And also, the way the game works, you actually literally cannot lose your equipment, because you have to make it inside of a base, which will then save your inventory. But I appreciate the spirit of the message, if nothing else. The lore for the repulsion cannon is very much what we've just demonstrated. It's a self-defense weapon, but you can't use it like a propulsion gun can be used. So, it's time to introduce everyone to their new brother yet again. Say hi to the sand shark, I think? Somebody new, that's for sure. I can't imagine it's anything other than the sand shark. So I found out that I can hide under the planter from the tiger plant, which is pretty funny. Someday I will master dolphin diving in. I think I just have to be really far from the edge to do it. Not quite 100% how it works though. And just to quickly demonstrate that you actually can completely satiate yourself with lantern fruits, like it's not even remotely close to a problem, it just takes a while because they give so little water. But sure enough, if you eat enough of them, you will get the water you need. Which is totally sensible, that's how it works. I do really like that when I'm getting up out of bed, I'm actually able to see my garden down there. That's very charming. Very calming. Actually, no, not quite. There's one thing we want to go do with the sea moth real quick. Remember, keep calm. Very important. It's so much better in the drop pod, though. I'm very sad that I can't do that anymore.
All systems online.
So, the reason I haven't scanned a Reaper Leviathan so far is just because it's sort of a massive pain in my ass to do it. In fact, I'm not even sure if it's possible without the stasis rifle or glitching them into a certain position or intentionally tanking hits from them. However, you can do it very, very easily once you have a stasis rifle. So then, where is it? I might have seen him there. I don't think I am. I think that's nothing. And I can clearly hear him screaming. I just don't know where he's at. Because I don't want to go further in because I know there are 3 of them. And one of them definitely patrols far enough over here that I can see him. He's just taking his sweet time getting here today. There he is. Did that look like it went straight through his head on your end? Because that's how it looked on mine. Well, that went less than ideally. Like, I don't expect this one to hit him. Sir, please. So, that's how I expected this to go the first time. He's a little bit streamy, but it's very completely fine. There's no risk of this like instantly ending, because you can see it ticking down, like the ball gets smaller and smaller as it wears off. At this point, I could knife him to death if I wanted to, it would just take a while. So we're gonna take a short trip back to base to use a first aid kit, or 2 or 3. Actually, I just saw something that I've never shown off. It's very important, you need to know this. Oh, wait, no, he's not dead. Look how cute this guy is! Why are you... It says pick up like he's in the aquarium. Good news, my mesmers are hatching. Bad news, they're breaking out. I'm going to ignore that. Oh! He ate my hoverfish! I was trying to talk about how cute he was! That's not what I wanted at all, that's the complete opposite of what I wanted. So, what do our mesmer gardens look like? I actually feel a lot worse about this one. I don't know why, but this feels super inhumane. It's because they don't really swim, they just sort of drift around. And they're capable of telepathy, they have to be sentient, right? Oh, that's depressing. That's super depressing. I think I'm gonna replace them with ampules or something. I feel fucking bad about this one. This feels notably meaner than the other aquariums. I'm gonna try not to think about that right now. Alright, so, with all of that handled, we have a Reaper Leviathan scan. Keep calm, it's fine. Sometimes you miss and you get mauled a bit, it doesn't matter. Let's see what the game has to say about Reaper Leviathans. Okay, so, one thing that I actually really dislike in this note is it mentions that the Reapers have echolocation. The deep roar emitted by the Reaper at regular intervals is effectively sonar. If you can hear it, the Reaper can see you. Which at first I thought was amazing until I realized it just literally isn't a game mechanic. As demonstrated by the fact that you just heard the Reaper roaring and he's not doing shit to me. I'd like it a lot more if it were true. It is terrifying though. We also have hard numbers, they are 55 meters long. It's all muscle, little brain, no morality, just muscle, synapses, and teeth. Motivational note, congratulations on getting close enough to scan it and living to see the results. Assessment, extreme threat, avoid in all circumstances. So honestly, with the exception of it explicitly lying to us about them having echolocation, This is pretty much all stuff we know. I'm gonna go take another nap. I don't like this whole nighttime thing. Actually, I can just go somewhere. Where are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going today? So you can see that we've got a pretty hard eastern side. We just need to handle this part and west. If we want to unfog things. Yeah, I'm just gonna head over here. We're gonna start unfogging stuff. So, driving the Cyclops. There's a lot of steps, which is, I think, something I like. I don't know that I believe this is designed for 3 people to run. So, actually driving the Cyclops. First, there's a mod I have installed. We'll probably see it in a second. Well, I'll be back momentarily once I have that mod working. Okay, so this actually makes me really happy because you get to see the harsh contrast between what it was and what it is now. Remember that previous thing we had over here that didn't actually show us what the nearby terrain was at all? It just like screamed when we were near something? Now we have a more accurate scale of the submarine and an actual sonar map like the Seaglide has. Which is just much nicer. It's just a better version of what it previously was. Which is pretty much the goal I have with every mod that I install, is just to marginally improve the base game. And this is an example of why we need to be using cameras. Is it right click? There's a hotkey for this, isn't there? Maybe not. Regardless, you need to use cameras because it's so big that you really can't tell what you're doing from only the front window. Especially when it comes to running into the grounds. Oh, whoops. I use scroll wheel to change them, but scroll wheel is activate now because I've changed my hotkeys wherever it goes, so I need to use Z and X. But seriously, Subnautica is a very pretty game. On the great big list of minor complaints I have, the inability to open your PDA while using the Cyclops just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. That was a little bit weird. So we want to hook a bit of a right. And driving the Cyclops in water this shallow is actually kind of inconvenient and kind of dangerous. But we're not actually in proper safe shallows. This is still not that bad. I still feel kind of bad. I was like, oh, hey, check out how cute the hoverfish is. And then my Mesmer broke out of jail and ate it. Alright, so for this phase of the game, the way we're playing as opposed to what we've been doing, always remember to turn your engine off when you do the Cyclops, otherwise it will run out. I just wanted to turn the lights off, because seriously, this game is beautiful sometimes. Look at him. He's so majestic. Also, the lantern fruits are in fact lanterns. I don't know why this surprises me. So, as I was saying, for this phase of the game, we're using the Cyclops plus sea mulch just to explore the map. I had to check my audio because that just felt really loud to me, and it just isn't. My headphones are just up too high and I'm stupid. So, right now, our goal is to explore everything in the kelp, the grassy plateau, and the safe shallows. I don't know if we'll manage that in one video, because I don't really remember how far this stretches out. I'm pretty sure Lifebot 13 is actually in one of the starting areas, so pretty far. We're not going to be worrying about the sparse reef or any other biomes, though. Right now, I'm just going to be tracing an outline to figure out exactly how far I need to go. Seriously, though, at this setting, distant reef backs, even close reef backs, look really, really good. I don't know how much time they put into designing the reef back, but it was time well spent. We're going to be picking this quartz out of the grass, because like copper, we're completely out of quartz. I think we have a little bit that we've already converted into glass, but we're basically done with it. Not done with using it, just done with having it. Another thing that we're going to need is we're going to need shale, because we're basically out of lithium. In fact, we need pretty much every resource in the game other than sandstone. Realistically, we don't need lithium as badly as most, or quartz really, because we could just find a drill arm for the prawn and start mining the deposits that we know are there. Had to double check that I've scanned this type of coral. And on that note, I also need to make a point to scan all of the resource deposits sometime soon, because that's just the thing I keep not doing. Which actually raises a solid question. Can I scan quartz? No, of course not. It's boring. What about salt? Nope. Why'd I even pick up the salt? That is not a thing I want at all. If I go through extra effort, I can turn salt into water. Woo. No, we're not going here. Absolutely not going here. However, here is the blood kelp zone. It's a little bit outside the range of what I want to be doing today, though. Which I imagine is the complete opposite of the level of organization that my Subnautica Below Zero videos are going to end up having. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like, oh hey, there's a new thing, and we're just going to wander in directions forever in those. But already knowing what it is, I know that it's not really what I want to be doing right now. I feel like keeping my stuff ordered is a better way of handling completionist actions. So this is a new wreck. I'm actually going to go back and bring my Cyclops over, because I feel like I can fairly easily just brush this off. Brush this off referring to like the way I'm moving through the map, if that makes no sense. In my head it was an obvious statement, but now that I hear it out loud, I was like, oh, what am I saying?
Systems online.
It is a little bit really dark in here.
Engine powering.
Alright, so while this comes online... And we've already done this one. We want to go to that one, which is literally a straight line in front of us. Easy. The Cyclops is unfortunately not that fast. It feels slower than it is, I know that. We are not that far from my life pod. It's behind these icons now, but it's right over there. Oh, right. I need to turn off the engine before I leave.
Engine powering down.
And once again, into the deep, keep calm if you can read it in the dark. Honestly, I didn't really need to do that.
Systems online.
I just have enough air that I don't need a mobile source. That's a propulsion cannon. A bunch of things I've already seen. Oh! This is the wreck I've been to, isn't it? Yep, that'd be it. I see the sound horn glitch was never fixed. Oh, this is not really much of a wreck. So let's quickly check my map. This is the wreck it's talking about, right? Yes. There's a light pod right next to me, that wreck over there. We'll just do all of this in the Seamoth. We're pretty much in a central location at this point.
All systems online.
I'm going to scan this, but I can't imagine it's anything more than titanium. It is, however, quite a lot of titanium. Man, the Seamoth lights are a little bit seriously too bright. And rather than putting this in the Seamoth box, since I'm so close to the Cyclops, I'll just throw it all in here like I'm supposed to be doing. That egg was, in fact, a sand shark egg. Which isn't that surprising. Like, what else could it have been, considering the biome we found it in? And yeah, I didn't see anything new here at all. I could grab another sand trick egg if I wanted one. Okay, the wreck was inside of the Cyclops, right? Like, we parked looking at it? How am I not seeing it? Oh no, we didn't park looking at it. It's right there, though. I can barely make it out from here. This one's actually pretty massive. Oh, it's not actually one I can go inside. I vaguely recall this from my previous playthrough. And once again, we're in safe shallows. Well, we're in a tutorial area, so I can't imagine I'm going to be finding anything of use here. But we'll check all the same. When I say you can't go inside, I mean you can't go inside as much of it as you would expect to be able to go into. There is an interior portion, just a lot smaller than the actual wreck. And here is more battery charger, but I've already got it, not a big deal. I'll scan these anyway, just for a bit of raw titanium. I'm sure I'm going to find a use for it later. Wait, is that really it? Okay, there's a side door here, good. I know it was small in here, but I didn't think it was that small. Oh, this doesn't feel like a death trap at all. This feels great. This just dead ends. I mean, anything that in my previous playthrough I just didn't find this part, because this has gone in kind of a deep way. Yep, that seems good. That looks like a working computer to me. That's an actual prawn suit fragment. So this part, except for the part where this drowns you at the beginning of the game, this seems like a really good sub to hit first. Laser cutter 2. Is that another prawn suit fragment? Yep, and another laser cutter actually. I'm not actually low on air. I thought I would be, but I'm still at 132. Yeah, battery chargers, mobile vehicle bays everywhere, and probably a complete prawn suit as well as a complete laser cutter if I actually looked around for them. So I was wrong. I just didn't get to the other part of the space the first time I was here. Which it turns out wouldn't have mattered for me, but it does exist. Now I just need to find out how the hell I got in here. Oh, wait. We're not done. Ow. Okay, good. There's a path out here. More battery chargers. This is making fun of me for going without battery chargers for so long. Alright. I feel like I saw most everything in there, but I'm going to double check just in case. If I cut, you'll know that it means I found nothing. Hey!
Integrating new PDA data.
So I don't imagine that's going to tell us anything new since we already knew about Meta, but that is a thing I was missing. There's a rather substantial gap between day 30 and day 47. I wonder what I was doing during that time. So unsurprisingly, the crew manifest is basically useless. We've already seen Meta talk a lot. We know more about her than it does.
Let's captain on the planet. I'm not even squidding.
I fucking love the Cyclops. Oh. I'm not even squidding. It makes puns. None of my other ships make puns. It's really dreary without having the lights on in here. I can't do it. No one's got time for this.
Emergencies warning. Vessel counterfeit. Excessive noise.
So the downside of using triple speed is that not only will all the predators hear you, you'll eventually catch on fire. But eventually isn't right now.
Warning, engine overstandard.
Now is eventually, actually.
Fire detected.
Ah shit, that was faster than I thought it was. So if you've gotten the warning, it's already too late. I thought I had a second or two to spare, but apparently not. Could you please stop being on fire?
Fire
Thank you.
extinguished. Air scrubbers initiated.
I love the Cyclops that catches on fire, and the soundtrack for catching on fire is a rave. There's not very much about this vehicle that I dislike other than the fact that it's marginally slower than the Seamoth. I mean, what isn't slower than the Seamoth? That's its defining characteristic. I really like this sonar thing for the Cyclops. It feels like it just should have been in the base game, really. Which is how I feel about most of my mods. That's the whole point. If only there was a mod to allow me to open my PDA while driving the Cyclops like every other vehicle, right? Ignore those sounds, nothing bad is happening. It's fine. Alright, so at this point we're going to need to explore with the Seamoth again. Because otherwise I'll just be exploring like kind of blind in the Cyclops forever. So there's a pretty big drop off here, but I'm pretty sure this is not ending yet. What does this even go into? Dunes? Oh god, I think this goes into dunes. I'm like 90% sure I'm looking into dunes right now. Yep, that's yellow. I'm good without going into dunes proper. That sounds like a terrible play. Could you maybe not, sir? The Seamoth is currently unequipped because I was putting out fires. Or the Seaglide, rather. Oh, great. So if you want quartz, you just need to go into the dunes. Well, that works out perfectly. What an easy solution to that problem. Spoiler alert, this is not where I'll be getting my quartz in the future. That is not the actual plan, that is ridiculous. So is the biome map saying I'm in blood kelp right now? That's as wrong as anything else, I guess. Gonna head this way a little bit to clear out what's left of the blood kelp. Or the area next to the blood kelp, rather. So I can actually hear the Reapers in the dunes already. That's a great sign. So, if you're wondering why I hate the dunes, that's why. When I say I can hear the Reapers in the dunes, I do mean the Reapers. There are maps of all the Leviathan patrol paths in the game. And if you look at the Leviathan map for the mountains and the dunes, it's just like... I don't know how to describe it effectively. It's like looking at a population density map and going from the Midwest to New York City. This is where all of the Leviathans live. I don't want to go in there. Oh, right, that's actually the opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to scan this. Like, I legitimately don't want gold. It's worthless. Okay, so we've got a new wreck, it looks like. Is this the same wreck I was just at? I'm an idiot. Ignore me. That's... Sometimes I just forget things. Sometimes I feel like a genius and like the words I'm saying are the most eloquent thing anyone has ever said. And other times, I've got the brain of a goldfish. Dear God, what's wrong with me? So we have gone a long way towards fixing our copper and quartz problems today. Which is good, because those are the main things I'm worried about at this point in the game. Oh, it's a sand shark. I don't care about that at all. Hey! New plants. The sea crown. This is actually one of the plants we need. Could you not bite me, maybe? Don't need as many of those as I just got. Oh, no, I need exactly as many as I just got, actually. I want this quartz. Which I guess just means I need to put stuff in boxes. Awesome, so that's this section of grassy plateaus done. And actually, I'm going to be calling it here. I'll just do all the management I'm about to do off screen. This has been going on for a while. Next time, I think we're going to actually wrap up exploring what's left of the starting areas, because I think it's just 3 more sections, 1 of each biome, and then we're done. Because this is floating islands, and this is dunes, and blood kelp should be around here. That boxes it in. So yeah, we don't have that much random exploring left to do, and then we'll actually start progressing the game again, as opposed to base building and exploring things that are likely to not really have that much in them to begin with. Also, I just sort of ignored this guy. Let's go save him before the end of the video. Save him. Yeah, that's what's happening. Alright, so this is the life pod we need to go save, stranded near a cave system. I keep saying save, because that's what you do when you go to the life pods. But I mean, even in my first playthrough, I never thought I'd actually find anyone at any of these. They're obviously all dead. I need to find a different word. Salvage? That implies they have something of value that I won't. That's equally untrue. Mock? Let's go mock their corpse? Let's go belittle the dead? That feels more accurate, but I don't want to say that. That makes me sound like an asshole. Because admittedly, it might be honest, but that doesn't mean I want to do it. Let's go clear off this quest marker.
Integrating new PDA data.
And I guess we'll need to play this before we end the episode.
Log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
And yeah, that's a little bit heartbreaking. A little bit sad, but... Not like I really could have done anything to save him. Like, I don't feel too bad personally. It's like, oh yeah, this is a tragedy. Everyone's dead. So on that extremely joyful, optimistic note, we're gonna end the video. Next time, we'll pilot the Cyclops, we'll continue exploring, we'll make some progress maybe. Anyway, this has been rather Incoherent. I hope you've had a good time. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that shilly channel growth nonsense. I'll see you around.